Hello everyone, my name is Robert, and recently I released a pack of icons for Windows 8 applications. And the idea behind this is that when you're starting development with a Windows 8 application, or it's often called a Windows Store application, you need to have a set logos and splash screens and all these things. And if we have a look at the default sort of blank template here, you'll see we get 4 of them in here. We get the logo, the small logo, splash screen, and store. And we can configure these in the app manifest. So if we go here and scroll down, you'll see we get the standard square one. Let's switch to this view, which shows us everything. So we get the standard square one, we get a small square one, we get a store logo, and a splash screen. And those are the 4 that you absolutely have to have. But a lot of the time, you want to do other things. If you want your application to support widescreen, well, then you have to come up to here are the widescreen ones and add those in. If you're building for Windows 8.1, then you need to come into here and add in the new 310 by 310 super large ones. And there's no out-the-box ones for that. There's some other examples down here as well. So we've got target size based small logos for file associations. We have badges if you're doing lock screens and so on. And I just find it's really tiresome to keep having to go along every time and start creating these. So I created this little pack of 33 icons to go and do this. So if we have a look at what we get in here, you'll see once we open it up, they'll all have this beautiful sort of pink color to them. It really stands out and shows you I haven't updated this. So before you're publishing your app, you can easily see which of these icons haven't been updated because they stand up that bright pink. In fact, the only 3 that are not bright pink are the badge ones. The reason that badge ones are not bright pink is because lock screen badges have to be monochromatic, meaning they can only support 2 colors. So in this case, we're going with transparent and white, which is the recommended there. So we've got the rest of them with bright pink, and they all have sort of their names on them. So if we open this up, you'll see this is square logo with the 70 by 70 dimensions at 100 in scale. We can have a look at square logo at 180 scale, and you'll see here this one's bigger. It's not 70 by 70 pixels like the image says it is. It's actually 126 by 126 pixels, but that's because we're at 180 scale, so you can see that. And these all follow the correct naming, and by naming I mean you'll see we've got the file name. If we go and look here, we actually have a nice little file name, but then it's got dot scale and 14018, and this allows the Windows Store applications to load the right ones depending on your usage. So we have things for square, we have things for wide, we have the new really big 310 by 310 square logos, and you can see at 180 scale that's 558 by 558 pixels. It's massive. We also have all the way down to the small ones, and unfortunately on some of these small ones the text is just completely unreadable, but hopefully it gives you an idea what's going on there. So we have all 33 of these. So the way we'd use this is we'd go back to our application, and we can open up our assets folder. And what I like to do here is just I have this on my desktop, so we'll go to my desktop, we'll grab the logo pack, and we'll just paste it in there. And now we can come here, we'll say include in project. So now it has all of these files in here. You may want to exclude the README file if you don't want to include that. And then all I do here is in the README file I do have some shortcut logo names here. So what you can do is if you go up to the top here, we can say assets / that, and you'll see it starts to fill it in. And so we'll just quickly fill out the rest of these. Right, so now we have them all in here, and you can see it becomes very easy to see exactly what icons or logos we haven't updated and where to use them. And so we've got all our various logos there, all the square ones and so on, all the way down to the tiny 30 by 31. At 180 scale, that's 24 by 24 pixels, is absolutely tiny. We also have our target sizes, so these are based on the same square logo, except these are used for file associations. So if you have a file on your machine and you want your application to be associated to it, so if somebody double clicks on a text file to load your application, these target size ones are used for that. We have our store logo for when it gets published to the store. We have our badge logos, and we have our splash screens. One thing, once you've set this up, if you are not going to have a lock screen application, take out the badge one, because you'll see if we scroll all the way back up to the top here, we are getting warnings because we have lock screen. We haven't set the lock screen settings, but yet we have badge logo, so we'll take that away. So we'll get rid of those, and that warning will go away if you're not doing a lock screen sort of based application. And so the idea here is this gives you a nice sort of starting point to get a whole bunch of prerequisites into your application. It also gives you something you can give to a designer. So you can say to a designer, listen, here is all the logos, they're all the right size already, they're all set up correctly. Can you go and change this and fill in our stuff on all of them? And so then your designer would be able to go through and really make these look really pretty. And then if they kept the same file names, you could just like replace the files and all be done. Finally, these are really, really small. If we have a look at this whole folder without the text file, you'll see it comes down to just 75 kilobytes. So this is not going to add a massive amount to your applications if you want to ship them with all these different logos. So hopefully you find that this download pack is very useful of icons, and if you'd like to get hold of it, you can get hold of it at the link on the screen or by visiting my website at www.sadev.co.za. Thank you so very much for your time, and hopefully this does help you with your development of Windows Store applications.